Good evening, Mr. Huan.
Good evening, Bante.
Good evening, Mrs. Pragati and Rahul.
Good evening, Bhante.
So cute. So cute. True. Everyone, please say 3 times. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Good evening to everyone. Today, before we start, let me wish that may you have a very happy spiritual evening. May you develop in spirituality. So now we are moving forward. And we started the second step of Vipassana meditation. And at the same time, the new students, they are practicing breathing meditation. So now gradually you have to get used to the daily sittings, and then make sure that you do it habitually, right? One thing that it can help you, that it will impact you to have is, so it will help you to have discipline. So in the morning you schedule a particular time, and during that time you don't do anything else but meditation. So that is the time that you reserve, only for meditation. So when you do it like that in the morning and evening, so um, so that habit starts to create a discipline in your life. So it will infiltrate into your other activities that you do in your day-to-day life, and it will create discipline. Discipline is very important, right? It can give a lot of benefits for anyone. So the psychologists, they give various kinds of so they have revealed various kinds of benefits that someone can gain by practicing discipline, right? So number one, so discipline allows you to achieve goals by weeding out the distractions of life. So there are so many distractions that we have to fix, right? So I told you that there are 5 enemies, not only in meditation, but also in life. What are the 5 enemies? Yeah, that's number 3. Yeah. Now, number 1, that is not laziness. Miss Diane, right, let me check.
I have number 2 as aversion.
All right, number 1, Mr. Fuad. Right. Number 1. Ms. Pragati and Mr. Rahul. Can you remember? Pragati and Rahul? Right. Okay. So number one is the addiction to sensual pleasure. Yeah, that's number one. So then number two, secure.
Right, 2 is aversion.
Yeah, number two is aversion. So number one is discipline. Number one is addiction to sensual pleasure. Then second enemy is aversion. I told you that aversion has many phases. So aversion means anger is aversion. Then fear is aversion. Then irritating feeling is aversion. Discriminating feeling is aversion. Like that, there are various kinds of phases in aversion, but we have to understand, even though whatever the mask it wears, aversion is aversion. Right? That's the second enemy of meditation and in life too. Then number three, laziness. Yeah, laziness is the third enemy. And fourth enemy, is wandering mind.
Wandering mind.
And number five, fifth enemy is
Doubt.
Yes, very nice,
Doubt.
Mr. Pat. Doubt. So there are five enemies. So in life and in meditation that we have to battle with. So number one, addiction to sensual pleasure, aversion. Then after that, wandering mind. Then laziness, wandering mind, and doubt. Right. So in your day-to-day life and during the meditation, you have to face them. But if you are disciplined, then the first benefit that you gain is, even though they distract you, because of the discipline that you follow, you gain the ability to control. You gain the ability to control the situation. So I'm talking about the benefits of having a discipline, right? So then, second one, so discipline makes you feel good, right? So there are certain tasks that you have to cover during a day. If you don't have a discipline, you won't be able to cover them fully, right? So to cover them, you need to have a discipline. And when you have the discipline, you gain the ability to fulfill the tasks, right? So this is the second benefit of having discipline. And third one is satisfaction with life. So whenever things pile up, whenever you don't, so when you don't have discipline, what happens is you develop the habit to postpone things. You say, you tell yourself that I can do it tomorrow, even though you have time, you have enough time. You don't do that. You say, I can do it tomorrow. It's a small thing. I don't need to spend a lot of time for that. So such kind of small task. So you don't do it during the proper time because of the lack of discipline, and you postpone. And finally, what happens? There are things which happen unexpectedly in life, right? There are things which happen unexpectedly in life. Then during a schedule, so during a time that, during a postponed time, so you postpone a task and you think you'll do it tomorrow during this time, and you avoid doing it today. And during that kind of time, something else, something major falls to do. Then what happens? You won't be able to make out enough, you won't be able to figure out enough time to do that task. Then what happens? the stress, so dissatisfaction, so mounts up, because you start to so agitate with yourself, that you start to develop remorsefulness, thinking, oh, I could have done, I had enough time yesterday to do that. I postponed it. Now this happened, so I cannot do it. Then your satisfaction with life, it goes away. So, but when you follow the discipline, so even though something, so even though unexpected things happen, you gain the ability to manage, because you save the future time when you do something on this very day, if you have time, right? And discipline creates good students and lifelong learners. So many people complain. So they say, I don't have enough time to read nowadays. Is that true? No, that's not true. They since they don't have enough discipline, what they do is they so there are certain people who say with reasons, but there are many people who say that so after spending a lot of time in entertainments, right? So there are so many ways of entertaining yourself nowadays, right? So social media. So when you start, you don't know when you stop, right? The more friends you do have, the more time you dedicate for those social media things. So that's not bad, but you have to be disciplined. For a day, I only so spend this much time for social media. That's it, right? So for WhatsApp, this much time, for Instagram, this much time, for Facebook, this much time, nothing more than that, right? Because so it has a lot of content, and according when the algorithm catches you up, then so you keep on going, right? You don't know that so you are caught in their their trap, so you keep on going, and you don't have any sense about time, right? But if you have discipline, then this won't happen. So then you don't, when you go after the other people's things, so you lose the opportunity. You lose the opportunity to learn something new, right? And even to learn new things about your own field, you don't have enough time. So uh, so the ability to the time to learn, you lose it. So but discipline avoids that situation, right? And then it makes you a good student, right? And it helps you to set goals. So we have goals in life, right? We have spiritual goals, and we have other goals, material goals. But if you are not disciplined, let's say money. So let's say you earn money, but you don't have discipline. You kept on going for unnecessary things, right? So you spend a lot of money on unnecessary things. Let's suppose, if not, you are addicted to gambling. Then without discipline, what happens is you lose money. Then can you fulfill the goal that you have in your life? You can't, right? So discipline helps you to achieve goals. A big goal, if you have in life, it needs thorough discipline, very very strong discipline. So you can't do something just like quick noodles, big task. You can't fulfill them just like making quick noodles. So daily, you have a task to do. You have a step to pass. if you don't have discipline. So, and if you keep on postponing, I can do it tomorrow, the after tomorrow, next week, next month, then they keep on piling up. Then you won't be able to so pass the due steps that you need to pass. Right. Then it gives you a more positive outlook. Right. Then it avoids negative temptations. There are so many negative temptations. If you have discipline, you gain the ability to avoid them. Right. This is not the time to do that. This is the time to do this thing, which I scheduled before. Right. So even though there are so many temptations, you won't go after them. You stay disciplined and you do it. And then you become emotionally stable. So especially, so even though someone has mental problems, but still, if they are disciplined, they gain the ability to manage the situation, manage their emotions. They become emotionally stable. So good to have discipline in that sense. And it keeps you mentally healthy and physically healthy too, right? So therefore, since you are going to get all these benefits, then there is a way to inject discipline into your life. What is that? Morning 15 minutes meditation and evening 15 minutes meditation. Please keep on going. Keep holding to it. Whatever it happens during the scheduled time, keep on practicing. Okay? If you are practicing Vipassana, keep on practicing Vipassana. So, as I mentioned, during the first 5 minutes, breathing meditation. And then after that, another 10 minutes or 15 minutes, Vipassana meditation. After that, 2-3 minutes, loving kindness meditation. So for the newcomers, I'll teach again breathing meditation, first step, right? So, but don't practice the Vipassana part. That's for all students, right? So I hope may you develop that discipline in your life and may you have wonderful lives ahead. Right. So today too, we are going to practice the second step of Vipassana meditation. So up to the second step, right? And next week, we are going to learn the third step of Vipassana meditation, right? So start observing the sensations. So on the top of your head. So, and whatever sensations that you experience, let it be coldness, heat, roughness, softness, hardness, or itching sensation, or twinkling sensation, or blood circulating, or the pulsing sensation. Let it be any sensation. So be aware and remind yourself this sensation is bound to pass away, impermanent, changing. Right? Then move to the next parts, as I told you, and then start observing from so after scanning the whole head area, and start after that, please start observing the whole face area, right, up to the chin, part by part, pitch by pitch, very calm, very patient, very patient. Whatever the sensations that you encounter, be aware they are impermanent, changing. No I, no ma, they don't have anything to say with the words that we call as I, my, or mine. Naturally, they arise because of many causes, and naturally they pass away. They are not under your control. Changing. So keep on observing sensation, starting from the top of your head and up to the chin of your face, right? Part by part, bit by bit. So newcomers, please practice breathing meditation. Pay your entire attention to your breath. When the breath is coming in, be fully aware. Be aware that the breath is coming in. But don't go with the breath all the way in. Let the natural breath come and go, right? Don't forcibly breathe in or breathe out. Let the natural breath come and go. Observe the breath up to the end of your nostril. I can't show it out. You have to figure it out because it's a sensation that you feel. You can't see that place. So, and after touching the end of your nostrils, let it go in. And when it comes back, it will at the very same end and it will go out. When it is going out, be fully aware that it is going out. When it is coming in, be aware. When it is going out, be aware. If it is long, if it is short, if it is soft, if it is gross, let it be so. Just keep on being aware. Right now, my breath is soft, breath is gross, like that. Right? Keep on observing and so taming your mind and concentrate, developing concentration, developing peace, developing peace. Don't let it roam around. Give your entire attention, full attention, complete attention to the breath. Now, everyone, please keep your back straight, neck straight, and head straight. Please keep your right palm on your left palm. Let your whole body to relax, especially Vipassana meditators. Please keep on being aware about your posture too. And don't change it. So try to stay still until the end of the silent meditation time. Don't move your body even a bit. Stay intact and keep on observing the sensation from top of your head to the chin, right? So now I'm going to pay our respect to the Buddha, and then we will respect and gratitude to the Buddha, and after that we will start. Okay, calm down. Namo tase bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhase. Namo tase bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhase. Namo tase bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhase. Itimeso bhagava arahang samma sambuddho vijjācarena sampanno sugato lokamido anuttaro purisa dhamma sarati sattā deva manussanam buddho bhagavate Swakato bhagavata dhammo sangnittiko akaliko ehi pasiko opanaiko paccatang veditampo vinyuhiti supanipanno bhagavato savaka sangho Ujupadipanno bhagavato savaka sangho Nyaya patipanno bhagavato savaka sangho Sami chimatipanno bhagavato savaka sangho Yadinam chattari purisa yugani Atte purisa pungala Ese bhagavato savaka sangho Ahuneyo pahuneyo Dakineyo anjali karaniyo Anuttarang punyakitang lokasanti. With a very calm mind, with a very quiet mind, with an alert, very attentive mind, with a balanced, very patient, equanimous mind. Please start your meditation. If you are doing Vipassana meditation, please keep on practicing Vipassana. If you're practicing breathing meditation, please keep on practicing breathing meditation. Whatever the meditation technique that you practice, may your practice become very, very successful. Very, very successful. Please start the meditation right now. Now, please keep your eyes closed. But if you want to change your legs, you can change your legs. Now we are going to spread our loving kindness towards all the beings. We are going to practice loving kindness meditation in breath. In breath. Let your whole body to calm down and relax. First, let's spread our loving kindness towards ourselves, towards you. May I be well. May I be happy. May I be peaceful. May I be very peaceful. Please spread your loving kindness towards yourself first. Now, let's spread our loving kindness towards our parents, teachers, relatives, and friends. Me, my dear mother, me, my dear father, my teachers, relatives, and friends. Be well, be happy, be peaceful. May they be very peaceful. Spread your loving kindness towards your parents, teachers, relatives, and friends. Now let's spread our loving kindness towards the people in the middle, the neutral people, who are not our friends, at the same time who are not our enemies, the neutral people. May all the neutral people be well, be happy, be peaceful. may they be very peaceful. Please spread your loving kindness towards all the neutral people. Now let's spread our loving kindness towards the enemies. First, please forgive them for their mistakes and ask forgiveness for the mistakes that you did to hurt them. May my enemies also be well. May my enemies also be happy. May my enemies also be peaceful. Please spread your loving kindness towards all the enemies. All the enemies. Now let's spread our loving kindness towards all the beings in the world. Let them be any being, human, divine, or any. Let them be small beings, big beings. Let them be powerful or not powerful. Let them be clever or not clever. Let them be beautiful or not beautiful. Whatever differences they do have, whatever the bodies they do have, however they look, it doesn't matter. Please spread your loving kindness towards all the beings. May all beings be well. May all beings be happy. May all beings be peaceful. May all beings be very peaceful. Very peaceful. Please spread your loving kindness towards all the beings. All the beings. Now everyone, slowly and calmly, please open your eyes. Calm down yourself. Now please join your palms together and say 3 times. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Dear Dhamma friends, so keep keep practicing meditation as I mentioned every morning and evening. Don't miss that time, right? So stick to that schedule. And at the same time, so this loving kindness part, so you have to practice it practically too. I have mentioned this several times. So whenever you meet the other people, let it be your family members, or let it be any your co-workers or anybody else that you meet in your day-to-day life, when you meet them, so right away when you see them, by mind, think, may this person be well, may this person be happy, may this person be peaceful. Whenever you think like that, even though you don't verbalize, so you can, my mind just, you can verbalize it. So you can just simply think, oh, Bhante said think like that, so I will think, oh, may you be well, may you be happy, may you be peaceful. But inside, no emotion. Then purpose is not served. That's not the way how you do it. So wholeheartedly, please spread it. And when you do that, what happens is, without your own understanding, you change your demeanor to a positive level. Your demeanor becomes positive. Demeanor, right? Yes. Your demeanor becomes positive. And and whatever the appearance you have, it doesn't matter. You become attractive, right? You become attractive, not any other way, but I mean, you become attractive as a kind individual. Your kindness attracts the others. Even though by body, uh, even though you have a good look, if you don't have empathy, right? Empathy, yeah, you don't, your attractiveness goes down, right? The other people's attention goes down, right? So when you are, if you are smiling, if you spread loving kindness, whatever the appearance that you have, you become very, you wins the attention of the other people, right? And if you practice loving kindness, your skin color, even though you don't see, it glows. We call it the aura. So there is a camera called Kirlian camera. So normal people don't have that. So scientists have it. So with that camera, so they can take pictures that we, so those pictures can reveal things that we cannot see, right? So then you can see your aura. There's an aura with you, right? It changes when you develop loving kindness. So don't verbalize. Always, please make sure when you spread your loving kindness, you emotionally do that. Earlier in the past, so before 2010, people thought IQ is the most important thing. After 2010 now, uh, so people think, I mean, scientists agree that more than IQ, EQ is the most important thing. Empathy. The engineers and the doctors, so who helped Hitler, they had a lot of IQ. They had a lot of IQ. So do you think it's a simple thing to build a gas chamber? So building a gas chamber is easy? So no, they had IQ, but what they didn't have is EQ, empathy towards the other people. So if you have empathy, you won't do anything wrong which brings harm to the other people, right? Even though they don't have big education titles, big capital letters, right? There are many capital letters that we so appreciate, right? BA, MA, PhD, like that. So we have capital letters. The more capital letters that we have, we become so proud, and we think we are out of the box people. I mean, out of the world people. No. When it comes to human beings are human beings. And in them, empathy is very nice. So when you have empathy, you generate a lot of alpha waves too. It makes the environment so more positive, and the other people, when they feel those waves, it says, scientists say, so that when the other people enter that place, they feel comfortable. And that's too much scientific stuff. So somehow, please keep practicing, because it feels good. You feel good, and it makes your life better, right? Whenever you see someone, make sure you do that. So throughout these weeks, I was teaching you about the Four Noble Truths. I taught you about the first noble truth. So first noble truth is, so the noble truth about suffering, right? I told you that there are universal suffering. It doesn't matter somebody is Buddhist, Hindu, Christian, Muslim, atheist, or agnostic, or anything. So they have these sufferings. Let it be animals, divine beings, whoever it is, all beings have to face these sufferings. What are these sufferings? Right, let's start with the first one, Dinesha. That's the third one. I asked about first one. Yes, the birth brings all kinds of suffering. So all kinds of births brings the first is the cause of the suffering. One cause of suffering. One thing which brings suffering. And number two, Mr. Rupesh, sickness. Okay, sickness is suffering. So then number three, people, old age. Old age is suffering. Nobody likes to be old. We all like to look young, right? That's why many people do so many things. Too much vegetable digestion. Okay, right? Somehow people like to stay look young, right? But yes, from outward they are telomeres, because if you have a good mindset and if you eat healthy, the telomeres they don't get expanded too much, so you look young, but it doesn't mean you don't go old. Old age is continuing, right? So then old age is suffering. Being old is suffering. Number four is Shanti. Very nice. Good job. Death is suffering. So nobody likes death. Nobody smiles at death. So all are dying. So, and death is suffering, right? So, and then number 5. Yes, very nice people. So, so you get things that you don't. So you have to face things or get things or associate things that you don't like, right? So then it's suffering. And then let me continue now. Right. Number 6, Miss Dan, can you remember? All right.
Well, I know
Okay.
there's okay, the 3 poisons are, anger, hate/hate, the
right.
craving and aversion and confusion about our true nature, which is
Yes.
ignorance.
Yeah. So those things are parts of suffering. So next one is Miss Dan.
5 aggregates.
Yes. 5 aggregates.
5 aggregates.
Very nice.
Bhante.
That's the last one. Very nice, Mr. Ward. Very good. Very good job. So next one is, so departing from the things that you like. That's also suffering. As Mr. Howard mentioned, having to deal with the 5 aggregates is suffering. Can you remember the 5 aggregates? If you don't know 5 aggregates,
I
don't know you.
remember form.
Yes. Yes.
Form, feelings, and then some people call the third like mind, but I call it mind formation. Form, feeling, perception, mind/mind formations, and consciousness.
Oh, very nice, Mrs. Diana. Good job. Good job. So those are that's you. Continuation of these 5 things is you. So you have form. When you touch, you feel the feelings. And then whenever you feel something, then you generate perception of the signals, right? And then after that, whenever you feel the signal, the other part, what is the other part?
Mind formation.
Oh, yes, very nice. Mental formation. Final one, consciousness. According to the mental formation, your consciousness changes. This is not the time to teach about the 5 aggregates. I already taught. So somehow, in brief, so this is you. There is anything 6. So this is you. You call the continuation of these 5 things, interaction of these 5 things, I. But now as Vipassana meditators, actually these 5 things are not I. There is no any eternal I. Right? We always think high about you. Oh, I'm this great and that great. But finally, when it comes to the real truth, so there is no I, right? So we have to have this understanding. But so these 5 aggregates, even though you like or not, you have to deal with it. Wherever you go, let you be an animal, let you be a human being, divine being, Brahman, or a hungry ghost, Preta, wherever you go, you have to deal with these 5 aggregates. There is no option. And having to deal with these 5 aggregates, so their quantity, their shape, they change accordingly. So according to the world, so their shape, their appearance, they differ. But we have to understand, so wherever you go, they keep on rising and passing on. You can't stop. Right. So this is the universal suffering, right? So first we have to understand the first noble truth is the noble truth of suffering. And second one is the noble truth about the cause of suffering, right? So what is the cause of suffering? Craving. Yes, very nice. Craving. Craving is the cause of suffering. So So I told you that there are 3 cravings. So craving to sensual pleasure. I told you that there are 6 sensual pleasures. So number 1, so for eyes, sights. For ears, sound. For the nose, smell. For the tongue, taste. And for the body, touch, right? So we keep on seeking comfort from all these 5. But what happens? 99.9% you don't get what you want, right? You are not contented. Why? Because of this continuous craving. You think they belong to you. They are I. They are mine. But actually, they continue according to their own way. You keep on experiencing things time to time, and they keep on changing, and the contact, it keeps on changing, and then after that, thoughts, they keep on changing. So we say I see, even though you say so, it's a complicated process. There are many things should join for the process of seeing. Outer object and ability to see, healthy eyes, and when they get together, so there's thing called faster touch of these two. When they get together, so the contact should happen, right? So when all these three things get together, the thing called seeing happens, right? So somehow we have to understand. But since we don't understand the reality, what happens is we think I see. The person who is saying these things is I. Then what happens? You develop enormous amount of craving, right? Then what you try to do is you try to control them. You want them to stay as you wish, but because of your craving, but they don't stay as you wish. They were born to pass away. They were born with the nature of changing. They keep on changing and changing and changing, and ultimately they pass away. When they pass away, you feel so sorrowful, right? Then so you feel so much disappointed. This is what is happening in life. So craving is the cause of suffering. And number 3, third universal truth, right? Third noble truth is, so first one, the cause of suffering. And so the suffering. Number 2, the cause of suffering, craving. Now number 3 today. So there is a solution to suffering. I mean, there is a way out of suffering. So that is the third noble truth, right? There is a solution to suffering. And so Buddha says, so letting go of craving, letting go, so being free from craving is the solution to suffering. Let's say you have a rod, iron rod, which is very hot. You keep on clinging to it. The more you keep on clinging to it, what is the result? You're bound to burn your hands, right? But you keep on clinging to it. The more you keep on clinging to it, harm happens to you. But whenever you realize this iron rod is burning my hands. It's harmful for me. Then let's suppose you let that iron rod go. That hot, very hot iron rod, you let it go. You give up. What happens? Now you feel comfort. Right? Craving is something like that. Something like that hot iron rod. The more you have it, so you are not satisfied. And out of ignorance, without understanding the nature, the truth about things, you keep on hanging to it. The more you keep on hanging to it, the more you suffer. Right? Then letting go of that craving is the solution to suffering. Did you understand? Yes. So let's say uh, inside inside a golden inside a golden colored glass there is poison, right? Inside a golden colored glass there is poison, right? So and right, if you try to if you understand that if you don't understand that poison is inside that glass, if you drink, that causes your death. But whenever you understand that inside that glass there is poison, you are not going to drink. Then you stay comfortable. You live, right? So this is like that. So even though the craving looks like good, it's a poison. All the time what it brings is suffering continuously throughout the life. Discontent. Whenever you let it go, it is just like not drinking the glass of drinking the poison inside that golden glass, right? So then letting go of craving is the way is the way to be free from the suffering. And by developing this understanding about impermanence about the nature, what you do is you let this craving go. You understand this has arisen because of ignorance. Whenever you understand that let's say you see a good sight, nice sight, right? Nice scene. Whenever you understand, as a vipassana meditator, when you understand that even though how beautiful this sight is, this is bound to pass on. So yes, this is beautiful. Right now I am seeing it, but right now this scene which caused this scene, the causes which made this scene, they are changing continuously. And the contents, so which my eye and this scene made, they are also changing. And my eye is also changing. This whole body, it is also changing. My thoughts, they are changing. So until these whole things get to stay together, so this sight is happening. But when these causes are gone, the sight is gone. So when you understand this reality, what happens is what is it? Oh, right. Okay. All right. Very nice. We have to let it go harmless. Right. Good loving kindness meditators. Right. Okay. Then when you understand that, what happens is you don't develop you don't develop craving, right? You don't react with craving. Your reaction changes, right? Your reaction changes. Instead of craving, you react with calmness. Or until this site stay. So let this site stay as long as it so as long as it exists. When it passes away, let it pass away. So you stay with calmness. Let's say you hear some kind of good sound, right? A good music. Earlier, when you were so attached to it, then you keep on listening to it. But after realizing the truth, you understand that so that enjoyment happens because of the combination of many things: the sound, outer sound, healthy ear, and contact of both of them, and after that, after that, the thoughts, all of them, even during the hearing of those beautiful sounds, so they keep on passing on, and it won't that's those good sounds, they won't ever last. When they arose, they had the nature of passing away completely, and when the right time comes, they pass away. They completely pass away, right? So when you realize that you don't your habitual pattern of, so your blind reaction with craving, it goes on until that beautiful sound is there. You enjoy that. It doesn't mean you don't enjoy, but you enjoy with the understanding this is also past. When it passes away, there is no remorse, no sorrow. Oh, it passed away. You knew that it'll pass away. It already passed away. Same thing with the smell. Same thing with the taste. Same thing with the feelings of the body, right? Then by that way, you let go of your craving and you live your life with freedom, right? Whatever it happens, you live free of craving, with full calmness, right? With with peace. So with peace and with happiness, and then that's what you are gaining by practicing vipassana meditation. So the understanding should go deeper and deeper and deeper. All the truths that you experience, so they are not Buddhist truths. They are not Hindu truths. They are not Christian or Islamic or atheist or agnostic truths. They are the truths which are in this nature. You can't see them when you look from outside, right? So you have to become a scientist about yourself, and then you see these deep truths within. Then that's the time that you let go of your craving, right? Then whenever you see the truth, these truths about impermanence, about suffering, about no soulness, that means no I, no my soul, these natures. So nobody needs to tell you, oh, let it go. You let it go. So the craving goes away all by itself. Because whenever there is wisdom, so then there is no space for ignorance. So craving completely goes away. Can you understand? Is it deep? Is it deep? Okay, that's fine. So somehow getting rid of the craving is the third noble truth. So gradually practice, even though you don't, sometimes you don't understand what's these deep theories. So whenever it comes to the practice, so that's what happens with it, and then gradually your ignorance, it goes up, and you gradually you start to come out of your craving. You start to stop the blind reactions that you had before, and you live your you start so to get rid of the craving and develop inner peace, inner happiness deeply within, right? Deeply within, right? So uh, craving can go away in two ways. Number one, temporary. When you give a dana, when you give something, so you let go of your craving, so temporarily. But it's just like keeping a rubber ball under water. The more you hold, it stays. The more you let it go, it goes up. It pops up, right? Second one, eradicating. By eradication, it takes time. It's, as I always mention, it's not like making quick noodles. Making quick noodles, you take you take a bowl of hot water, you break the packet and you put it, boil. You can. It is not like that. It takes time. Gradually, very patient. Patience should develop to a very deep level. Calmness should deep to a very deep level, right? So I'm glad that you're on the process, but you had to work hard more during the day-to-day life too. Make sure even though the things happen, try to maintain the calmness. Try to practice the calmness, right? By that way, you can preserve the calmness that you gain, and then you can multiply it, right? So try to practice mindfulness and awareness throughout the life, right? So, and then second one, as I mentioned, by eradication. Let's say inside so there is a well, there is a water well, which is muddy, right? Which is muddy. So the whole water is muddy. Then what you do is you take a pump and you take all the water out, and then you clean even the bottom, and what do we call it? You clear the roots of water, which what do we call them? The water sources. That's the way. So sometimes these geographical words I forget. Right. So water sources. You clean the water sources. And finally what happens? So then later on, by that way, you can have a very nice, clean well with clean water. So second one is like that. You get rid of all the negativities out, which have arisen because of praying. And inside that, you develop loving kindness, compassion, and then equanimity, sympathetic joy, and all other positive qualities. They are just like clean water. You become a well that everybody can drink. Whatever thoughts that you put out, they are very positive, very kind, very nice, filled with loving kindness. You become well. When you eradicate all the craving, you become such kind of pure well. So at the beginning, for right now, keep the bowl under the water. Gradually practicing, be a well with pure water. That's it. So now everyone, please think together, all of us gathered here, and practice this noble meditation technique, which is non-sectarian and accumulated a lot of positivity. First, please think, may this positive energy be with all of us. By the power of this positive energy, may all our troubles go away. May all the good things happen in our lives. May we be wise enough to practice this Dhamma path continuously. May we have the courage to start, to continue, and may we have the enough courage to practice, keep on practicing this noble practice until we reach the final goal. And finally, eradicating all the negativities, developing all the positivities. May all of us attain real peace, real happiness, purification of mind, Nibbana. With those thoughts, please concentrate. Please concentrate. Join your palms and please concentrate. Abhivadana senisse nichang vada pachaino Chattaro dhamma vadanti ayuvanno sukhang balang ayurarogya sampatti sagga sampatti me vache ato nibbana sampatti iminate samijjatu. May you all be well. May you all be happy. May you all be very peaceful. Sukhi hotu. Sukhi hotu. And good night. See you all in the next week. May you all be well and happy. Sukhi hotu. Right. Right. Good night, Mrs. Diane.
Good night, sir. Thank you so much for these teachings. Thank you so much.
No, that's my pleasure, Mrs. Diane. Good night, Mr. Howard.
Good night too, Bhante. Thank you again.
Right. Good night, Mrs. Diane. Good night, Mr. Rahul and Mrs. Pragati.
Good night, Bhante.